Hey guys, so I want to do a video talk about a couple of trades I read this week, a couple of good trades I read this week. Um, so yeah, first off, I read Copperhead Volume 1 and Volume 2. Uh, this is an image series, and I buy a lot of image series in trade because of the fact their introductory trades are usually only $5. So I'll buy an issue 1, see whether or not I like the issue 1. If I like the issue 1, then I'll wait on a lot of it for trade because Image has so many titles come out that, I mean, you can't beat their $10 trades um, on the first trades. But yeah, man, this is written by Jay Farber. The art on it is by Scott Gukowski. Um, Ryan Riley, is that the guy's name? Is the colorist? Ron Riley is the colorist. Uh, so Copperhead is basically the story of this woman and her son who, due to circumstances, have to go to some out in the middle of nowhere planet where she takes over the job of being sheriff. As soon as she takes over, there's a murder and she has to go out and solve the mystery. Um, this is a pretty good book. I'm a sucker for space westerns, any kind of space book really, but space westerns I really enjoy because it combines two genres that I really, really like. Um, and this was a pretty good way of doing that. I like that the way that these arcs were done, where this was basically one arc and this was basically one arc, but there was an underlying theme that was going on in the entire thing. I thought that in these first two trades that the character development was great. I feel like I know who all these people are. There are some questions that I wish I would have got a little more answer to. They reference this war that took place between the humans and the inhabitants of this planet that they're on, that I wish they would have given a little bit more than just flashbacks on that to tell me what went on with that. But all in all, it was a pretty good series. I was really into the mystery and what was going on there. I really, really liked the characters. I like the robots that are in it. Are pretty cool. We built these robots to fight the war for the humans, and then after the war, we kind of discontinued them, I guess. Now they just like hire themselves out to like be bodyguards or whatever, but they're like self-aware AI. So that was pretty cool. Gronkowski's art is awesome in this. I'm reading Dark and the Bloody by him too, but really like the art in this book and the coloring also. I mean, I'm a sucker for oranges and pinks and purples and stuff like that. So, I mean, that was all pretty cool. One thing that I really liked about these image trades is with most of the image trades, they're $10 because they're so stripped down. But in this image trade, in the back of the first one, they give you like a little page breakdown of the first story, and then they do this back and forth between Ferber and Glukowski discussing what exactly the book's going to be about and some early sketches and different stuff. There's actually bonus content in the back of this issue. And then in the back of the second one, they had a lot of like cool like pencils and ink stuff going on, and some bonus content also in the back of this. I really like this one, that it gives you like the concept art and then the inks and the colors and the color layover stuff, and just yeah, some really good back matter going on in this, which is one of the things that I would knock on Image about not doing, but that's why they can strip those books down to $5 books. But yeah, man, Copperhead, really, really enjoyed that. Can't wait for the next trade to come out on that. Not really thinking that I want to go to single issues on it. Good thing about Image is that a lot of times they give you a gap. If you want to jump in on a single issues, then you can. But with that, I think I'm just going to continue to read that and trade. The second thing that I read was Nimona by Noelle Stevenson that does Lumberjanes. I've seen a lot of people talk about this and talk about how good they thought it was, and I couldn't agree more. This was absolutely freaking awesome. My only knock on this book is that the lettering in this book was really, really difficult to read in some places, but you know, it's a webcomic that got adapted into this format. Story of this good guy who is trying to fight back against the hierarchy and the government and everything that has kind of held him down and put him in the place he's in now. He finds this little girl be his to be his underling. She's a shapeshifter, and like he never really wants to hurt anybody or do anything. He's a really passive villain, but you know, he doesn't really want to hurt anybody or anything, and she just kind of, you know, is a kid, and when they get into a battle, just goes into all kinds of craziness. The interaction between the two of them was freaking awesome, man. Real father-daughter thing going on there, and she was just crazy. Uh, there's, I don't want to really give away the twist at the end so much, but these two here have kind of always had feelings toward each other, but due to him being the good guy and him being the bad guy, they just kind of tolerate each other. But the interactions with everybody in this book were just great. It was a really, really good story. It reminded me a lot of like the story that he's telling in Princess Bride, a real fairy tale type of thing. It was, I mean, just absolutely hilarious. There were so many times in this book which I was just totally freaking laughing, and just solid. I mean, it's got a good beginning, a good middle, a good end, some action, some comedy, you know, suspense, and just, I don't know, very Hanna-Barbera Looney Tunes in the way that this supervillain tries to defeat the authority, and you know, funny how the Golden Locks, or whatever this guy's name is, Golden Lion. What is the main? Yeah, Golden Lion, who is the main good guy. Funny how he is, and how evil really that the bad people are. Just a good fairy tale type of story in that book, and I could not strongly recommend that book enough. It's one of the better trades that I've read in a while. I was really surprised, and I mean, I like Lumberjanes, but was really surprised at exactly how good Nimona was. Um, you know, I got this at a deal, but if I'd have had to pay full price for it, it would have been well worth it. And yeah, that's about all I got to say about that. Get off here and get around to reading some more books, y'all.